You ever wonder what your life would be like if you stopped running? A couple years ago, let's say probably about 5 years ago, I had a work situation. I was put on a project, and I was pretty early on in my career, and I knew that this project that I was getting put on was a little bit above my pay grade. And I was scared and kind of just like, we'll see what happens. You can't really say no to some of those things when you're early on. And in retrospect now, I look back and I'm very thankful that I was put on that project. It grew me a lot, but in the moment, it didn't feel good. And I had to rely on God a lot for that. I didn't have the skills needed at the time to do the job. And so I was kind of learning as I was going, but just got to a place where I was really stressed out with the work and just all of it, just knowing I'm not going to be able to hit the timeline. I'm not going to be able to deliver what's delivered, and I'm going to look really bad. And just a really bad time for me personally. I was not able to sleep. I was just so anxious about this all the time. I think it was even around the holidays. So this was through Thanksgiving and Christmas, and just remember dreading those holidays as much as I was trying to stay in the moment with my family. Just wasn't really able to. I lived pretty close to home at the time, and so I'd just go to lunch, and I wouldn't eat lunch. I would just go to my room, lay on my bed, and kind of either just cry or pray. Just literally so stressed out that it was almost making me sick. I wasn't sleeping well, waking up and just in fear, and trying to do my best to pray through it. And one of the things that I kind of got to a place, there was one day where I was really like, hey, I'm not going to hit this timeline. I need to be honest with the client. I need to be honest with my boss where we're at. And I remember going to him and kind of sharing the details of, I don't think I'm doing good, and I don't think I should be on this project, and whatever. And I remember him saying, I didn't give you the project because I thought you could do it. I knew it was going to be too much for you. And I remember him telling me that, and my heart just kind of sank, and I was almost a little defeated. But he also said, I gave it to you because I could help you through it, and I would, be able to mentor you through it. And so that was a little bit better for me. I remember him kind of talking me off the cliff at that moment, saying, just go sit back at your desk. Just do what you can today. If you still feel the same at the end of the day, then we'll reassess, basically. And we got to the end of the day, and it was just kind of like, I can keep going, but let's see. And I basically got to the point where in my prayer, I just told God, Lord, there's no way that I can finish this project in human terms. I know I don't have the skills. Even, my higher up knows that I don't have the skills as well. And I really need you to come through and help me out on this project. Like, if you don't, then we're not going to finish it. And so I kind of had dedicated that to the Lord and said, Lord, I'm going to trust you through this, that you're going to carry me through. And if I get to the end of it, I'm going to know it's really, you did this, because realistically, humanly speaking, just all situations, the way you looked at it is like, yeah, just couldn't have done it. Fast forward, I think 2 or 3 months later, I ended up finishing the project. It went, fairly well, and we were able to get it done and client happy and everything like that. But on the other side of that, there were some things just in my personal life that I had been praying for, and I felt like, in retrospect, after I finished that, and that challenge or trial, whatever you want to say it was, on the other side of it, I think there were some things that the Lord blessed me with, and I look back in retrospect and realize if I wouldn't have been able to give that moment to the Lord and be able to conquer this recurring, theme in my life of something's too hard and I kind of run away, those blessings, I wouldn't have been able to steward. Those blessings came with responsibilities. And if I would have ran, I don't think that the Lord would have blessed me. Not that he was withholding those things from me. They were good things, but I think he didn't want to give them to me because I would have ran away. It would have been hard, and I wouldn't have learned my lesson of being able to stay in the fire, even when it looks like, God, I don't think I can do this, and really trusting in the Lord. And yeah, I just wanted to share that today, as I've been kind of thinking about some of these past seasons of my life. So hopefully that maybe encourages you today to whatever you're in right now. Maybe instead of running, God's asking you to stay in it and asking you to rely on his strength and not yours.